I'm not allowed to. I get to be psycho.
Me too. Looks we keep it with my kid.
I don't normally take Diablo out in the mornings before work, but it actually worked out because everyone else is scared their dogs and he's scared of dogs.
Oh,
It's so much.
That scared psycho.
yeah.
On my arms, of course.
Oh, good for you. You're holding the dog back. Yeah. What type of dog?
He's a Staffy Cross Terrier.
Oh,
And I was just even brushing off hair. I'm like, there's hair everywhere.
oh,
How does hair get on the fridge? Like it's
yeah.
everywhere.
My dog's like that. Sam, when we got him, was like, "Oh, Swiss shepherds don't molt." That's a lie.
Yeah, short hair dog.
Uninformed lie.
Ah,
I double coated.
Let's.
Molting around when she's not in molting. She's
oh man,
No. Just to say multiple ones there.
there are,
Oh,
but I can't just plugged in. So
Okay, you stay there. Oh,
I can
reach. Just trying to see what's there. There's several there. Yeah.
it's heaps.
I think we're up there. Thank you.
Fancy.
I think everyone can hear us, please. If I can type in.
Loud and clear, Matt.
Loud and clear, beautiful.
Sure.
We're just waiting for a couple of others just to come back into the room. For people in the room, just a reminder to check in. Please.
You can tell.
So we've been blessed with Darren giving his hand up to give us an AFSL update and compliance update. We've also just, so Darren will just touch on for a little bit, or I can talk about it, but we just got yesterday the invoice for the compensation scheme of last resort. So we're just working through that. So we're hoping that we'll be able to send out some correspondence on Monday regarding what that all looks like. I think we'll probably try and deduct that over. So it's due on the 10th of October. So we'll probably try and deduct it on Monday's run and the following 2 runs, which will be 3 runs in total. And yeah, so CJ will send out some correspondence about that.
Can you remember how much it was last year?
No, I don't.
Yeah, I think the total for the whole group was about 34,000 something. So
Has it gone down?
It's gone up.
well, that's the question. I think it's gone up a little bit. Yeah.
I'm just being positive.
Oh yeah.
I think for you, Nick, you've got an extra advisor on the register for this period as well. So, but yeah, so it's based off who was on the register on the 30th of June 2024. So it's not actually based on 2025. So Paris is on, but not Matt.
Okay, yeah. So his costing will be included. So.
Yeah. So it's a bit strange that they're going back, over 12 months. But that's just the way that they're doing it. So anyway, but it looks like it's a slight increase per advisor, but nothing dramatic. I'll throw over to Darren for this update, and we'll go from here. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Okay, so there's a few things that are worthwhile touching on during this session. Firstly, I've got up there the no action for fee consents. CJ is going to give us a little bit of an update on the website, which I think is going live today as well. Got some good news there with our engagement with Halsey's. PI renewal, we've also had some pretty positive feedback, and we should see some good news come through there. To help offset the last conversation Matthew was having.
You get any bad news to get?
We also we'll just touch on some cybersecurity stuff as well. So as we know, back in January, ASIC came out with this no action statement regarding fee consents. A lot of fund managers in their wisdom decided that we wouldn't include the account number for the client. And that strictly was not in compliance with the whole regulatory requirement. We've had some prudent advisors as well who, to protect the client's privacy, only revealed, as a lot of other financial institutions do, say the last three numbers of the client's account or policy number as an example, and X'd out all the others. Well, that's not compliant either. So the interesting thing, I had a conversation with Mark Halsey from Halsey's about that whole crossing out and just leaving the last few digits. He said, in that particular case, it's not ASIC that you have to be worried about. He said it's AFCA. He said because they have demonstrated in the past when ASIC have had no action positions on particular topics, that they'll completely ignore and overlook the ASIC position and decide that this is still worthy of considering as a complaint and, dealing with it as such. So, his whole risk management strategy as far as dealing with these problems or this particular issue here now is it'd be foolhardy not to actually go back through and adjust the fee consents, because again, it's not ASIC who is our concern. It's probably the other mob, AFCA.
I mean, probably just to add to it is the whole DBFO and delivery of this was really to protect the consumer. But again, it was more, everyone in the industry thought that it was for ongoing clients and things like that, because we're re-engaging, we're going into a new 12 months. We've got new clients that are coming on, they're signing up. Everyone knows, or most people know, we don't have account numbers at this point in time, but we're going through an ongoing service arrangement. We're going through application forms, and fee consents might be involved in that, or they could have been separate. But the really disappointing thing, I guess, again, from my perspective, is our industry, biggest bodies have not been able to support us. There's a no action stand, which doesn't give a lot of relief, really, the 5th of September, when a lot of the platforms and institutions were still trying to find out just recently which clients are affected. A lot of the platforms allow you to roll between different accounts, pension and accumulation, without needing to do additional fee consent forms. You can hit a button to say it applies. Again, this is now something that they're going, well, if you're getting a new account number in the pension account, this may have not provided any information as to what that looks like, and the platforms are still unaware of whether that's good enough. I know that NetWealth, as an example, are now looking to try and have it so that typically you had your accumulation accounts. It was 0001 was the code for an accumulation account, 0002 for pension, and 0004 was TTR. It sounds like they're trying to now have it so that your account number stays with you depending on those different phases. Again, this is big building stuff for these platforms. Like, you've got hundreds of thousands of clients, and the industry can't see that, this is not again, it's just a burden on the clients. They're not getting any benefit from it. And the only thing that ends up happening is that when you've got time that your business has to dedicate to this sort of stuff, at the end, it probably gets passed on to the client in cost.
Yeah.
Because you've got to recover it somehow. But we haven't heard anything yet about what that looks like. I would say if you are transitioning clients between accounts, get a new form signed, especially if your product provider doesn't allow for that same account number to change or to stay the same. It's a crazy spot that we find ourselves in.
I mean, largely, we seem to have observed that this is quarantined to new clients.
Yeah.
Would that be everybody else's experience? Yeah. So if you can generate a list very quickly of the new clients that you've had since January, just double check that the account number was, included in the fee consent form, and hopefully there's not too much work that needs to be done. But you might be unpleasantly surprised as well.
The other thing is it's your internal ongoing service arrangement form as well. So just making sure that, again, if you're sitting down and you're opening up an account, well, we've got to make sure we've got the space to be able to add our account numbers at a later date or have the clients come back in. Again, it's just inefficiencies, or it's the industry pushing you to a point where you're having clients sign blank forms and you're putting dates in and other things in later, because that's effectively what the clients will want to do. Hey, you just put in the account number when we don't need to we don't want to come back in. But that's I think one of the concerning things is that it's probably going to push people to do the wrong thing by the law.
So is the best way to open the account first and then do all the paperwork with the clients? That's for the moment. Is that the best?
That's what it sounds like. Most of the product providers don't have the capability of opening an account with having an account number already.
I think NetWealth has now.
Yeah.
We set one after the 25th, and it's on then. It's
As you're doing it.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's only.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Yeah. I'm with you. Yeah.
So I was just going to say,
Yes.
yeah, it's like and that's a really good point, because we do that. We tried it just recently this week and it came up with the number, but then it got a bit tricky because we're moving money from super to pension. So the super number popped up, and again, well, the fees are going to come out of the pension account. It can't pop up because somebody moved the money.
And this is where we're unsure at the moment as to whether that's going to be good enough.
Because the money's going to.
Yeah, no, because if they're not going to be, if they believe that and they haven't got the clarification yet, if the rollover to the new account is not included, again, that just means that every single time you're talking to a client, the service arrangement has to be signed as well. Like, that's an internal document, not only just a fee consent form. So we haven't got that clarification yet in terms of the changing between pension and super accounts and everything. But yeah, certainly I know that NetWealth, as an example, were putting a lot of effort into making an account number visible, not only for super, but for wrap as well. And then again, what can they do to change their system so that it doesn't go into a new code for a pension? Because that would solve your issue there, Nick, that you're talking about. But yeah, at the moment, if the product provider hasn't been able to be quick enough, and some of these products are archaic, like they're not new enough to be able to make the changes. So I don't know how they're going to get around
A
it.
number of my clients are on the list that are old existing clients, but because I've done recontribution strategies.
Yeah.
So they've got a new account number.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think the best thing is to be cautious at the moment. We don't know what the answer really is.
So we've got the opportunity. Sorry, go on, Paula.
Oh no, my apologies.
You're right.
So I thought it was pretty simple from our perspective of the fund manager advising us, this is the affected. We've only had one account that was impacted, but should we also go through all?
Any new client, or as Kath was just pointing out, if you've had an existing client who has made a new contribution, like a lump sum type of thing, as opposed to a regular thing, have a look at those clients.
Yeah, so we actually do need to look at all, even, we have to go beyond the notifications from fund managers.
Potentially, yeah. And look, if you've had a new client start since 10th of January,
New,
up until,
yeah, even new account.
yeah,
So
well,
like client that's gone from
Yeah,
pension.
we
back to
had a new,
accumulation.
because someone who had an investment account, we had to, well, yeah, but we haven't, I've been looking at the recontribution strategies.
yeah.
Then we
Yeah,
can,
okay.
Netwealth's been pretty good notifying us.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Netwealth have been pretty good notifying us.
Well, that's the thing, we really, we're with Macquarie and they're really good when it comes to notification. I'm not sure they're as good as Netwealth, but they are good. But we only had one client that was something else that was not Macquarie.
So you know how we go super pension, we would go like a client does a 30 grand contribution end of June, it automatically goes and recreates the pension. So that account number will change.
Yeah, I had a client yesterday with that issue where he put money into his accumulation account
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
a pension refresh.
Yeah.
And it said actually on Netwealth's form, you will need to sign a new fee agreement with this client.
That's the new one.
Yeah, and
And
that's.
Netwealth have the form that says you can tick on to, what is it?
Apply
Fees.
the same fees.
Apply the same
Yeah.
fees, but the client still has to sign it. So
That doesn't work anymore.
No,
For a client this week, and
that's the change that's just recently been clarified.
yeah, all the transfer of accounts, I did it online for them. And even after these changes have happened, they still have that form active. And I sent it off and they've actually wiped the fee from both clients in their new pension accounts and didn't let me know. So
no fees.
So no fees are all, even though I ticked the box and that form was still generating. So I asked Emily yesterday why that functionality was still available on their website when it's an outdated with what's required. So now I have to send off new fee agreements for those accounts.
So in that scenario, we have to do a whole new internal client service agreement as
I
Mark's suggestion was, from a safety perspective,
yeah. So that, yeah.
that's what
complete both documents.
Oh,
this is and this is because ASIC still haven't actually clarified these swaps between accounts.
yeah.
If we're going to sign
Is your service changing? No. Is the fees changing? No.
The client changing? No.
It's just, again, these are the unintended consequences of the way that the law has been written.
Yeah.
And again, as I said, I'll go back to, we've got a very poor group or spokespeople at the FAAA that don't jump up and down and say, hey, this is madness, because it's not a benefit to the clients. If anything, it's prohibitive to the clients because there's an argument that, hey, if you're not getting paid, why would you do the work until they sign the form? So if they're delayed in that,
Any other interests?
Yeah, just on that, I think like for us, we've actually gone through the whole book register. I'll just quickly check with Nikki, but that client, I was thinking, holy geez, and yeah, we've actually gone through the whole register to catch those pension refreshers as well, to make sure the numbers are current
I
ones.
think Netwealth were pretty good because the list they sent me, Macquarie was the same actually, had
So
pension
maybe we just
refreshers
haven't done
and things.
Yeah.
Clients who, that's all I've done. I work with
Yeah.
clients that have just been a pension refresh after the 10th of January.
Yeah.
And then it picked up all of those. So I think they've been
We're
pretty
playing that.
good as far as I know.
Yeah.
I think
It's good
we've done a,
These are small clients. It's good.
yeah, no, we've done a full look through, so
Yeah.
just in case. We've got that.
Will we be
That
involved
stuff
as
as
well
well.
and turned on?
Systems or sort of.
well, yeah, the last stop point, no later than 5th September.
yeah. So I know. So Netwealth, I think, said if they haven't got the response by the 5th of September, they have to turn the fees off. Depending on when your product provider deducts fees is a different question. So as an example, Netwealth deducts it as effective as the last day of every month. So you've really got up until the end of the month to submit those forms, because it will submit new forms to get it there. But again, you wouldn't be.
Would we be in breach if we've claimed fees from the 6th of September to the 30th of September
They wouldn't, as long as they haven't been deducted from the account number. Yeah, because the account number of the deductions wouldn't have occurred. Yeah.
The platforms will turn the fee off. If they haven't got a document,
Yeah.
they're not going to risk their licenses, for our benefit, the hand that feeds them. No, they'll turn the fees off. And Matt Guggenheim is also, when you use the e-applications via NetWealth, it populates an account number. So, yep. So we've really got till next Friday, a week today, to try to get on top of this. Otherwise, we must cease receiving the ongoing fees. Importantly, it's only temporary relief. It's not a change in law. And as a consequence, we still have to lodge a breach notice, so we have to add up all the clients that are affected by it. Is it a systemic issue? Is it what systems have we introduced to rectify all the usual nonsense? So it's only refraining from enforcement up and if we get everything right by next Friday. So as I've just mentioned, we've still got to report the breach. We're still responsible for assessing and reporting breaches. That's our role. And we're allowed to say, well, okay, we'll add Mark's and Paula's and Shell's and our clients together and, report on it as a collective.
So I think CJ sent out to everyone emails just to go back to her and let them know. I'll let her know that which clients are affected. Again, this is just for our reporting duties. So if you haven't responded to CJ, please do. And it'd be fair to say it'd be near impossible not to have someone. Yeah, unfortunately, just because of the stupidity of the whole thing.
On the plus side, you were concerned we weren't submitting enough breach notices.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Exactly.
Problem solved.
That's ASIC's view, isn't it?
Yeah, there you go.
You can't not have breaches. Yeah, you have to have breaches. That's their whole underlying philosophy.
They're making sure everyone's.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
So this goes back to, Amanda, do we have to nominate even if there are no breaches?
If you haven't had anyone,
with insurance, because Amanda's largely insurance.
yeah, no, just if you've had none, just let CJ know that you've had none, Amanda.
Yeah.
That's all good.
Yeah.
I think just probably talking about the income and what we have to do. Just everyone's aware that on insurance that those additional requirements for consent to be paid a commission is in as well now. So not only do all your disclaimers in the SOA already say that you were getting a commission from the insurance company, you have to get consent from the client as well. So just making sure that that's
Which
all
is
up
just
to date.
by the ATP, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just about the right wording.
Where does this come from? It goes back to the delivering better financial advice outcomes tranche in 2024. So that's the legislative framework that they're using. And the good old FAAA just basically say, oh, it's a technical flaw, but I'm not sure that I've heard them being too loud or stomping their feet, to be honest, but it is what it is. So we just move on.
Yeah.
Okay, CJ, did you want to just grab the screen and just take us through the website updates, please?
Yes, I'll just share my screen.
Perfect.
Good afternoon, everyone. So, I would just like to clarify that we are not yet going live with this website for today, because of some hiccups with doing the URL. So it might take us around 1 or 2 more weeks, and we're gonna send out your login details once we go live. Now, the first one will be our homepage. So this will this shows our visitors a deeper understanding of who we are, our core values, our leadership, and our advice support. Now, I'll just highlight the ones that will um serve or that will you will be able to use. So I'll go directly to services. So this page provides you and our visitors how we can meet your specific needs. If when you do receive your login details, kindly just go over the page so that you'll be able to know how we can support you. And then the next one will be the advisors page. So this showcase your businesses. I'd like to apologize that the sizing of the logos right now are not yet consistent, but we're gonna make it consistent to all practices, and this will provide you the details of your services. For example, this will show you your information, and we will have a link for your financial services guide. And going back, the next page will be the resource page, which will be mostly the ones that you'll be using.
And
And
this page is only accessible if you've got a login. So if you've got staff or anything like that that you want to have a login, then you can let CJ know so that they can register. But this is, our business practices manual. Oh, won't steal your thunder. You go, CJ.
yes. So in here you will see all our PD day schedules. The most recent ones will be uploaded as a video, and then the rest of the links will be available to you, and any presentations that needs to be made available. And then if you need to contact compliance, so I'll just click on this tab. There will be forms that will be available here to update your details, report a complaint, report a breach or issue, and or request approval for APLs.
So I think just as an example, Paul has had a change of email addresses over the past week. So again, just to go into here, so it's a centralized compliance, and it prompts us to go through the right avenues as well.
Yes. And then this section we still need to update this for the APL. This will provide you the highlights for our APL committee dates, or the documents that you need to send when you need to approve a product. And then if there are any investment committee reports will also be included in this section. Next will be our BPM. So this will provide you our IFP policies and the BPM. I would just like to let everyone know that we have updated our BPM schedule, so that will be replacing most of this section, this left side section, and it will be just one BPM that will be provided in this tab. The next one will be sorry.
Yeah, and that's all the links to all of our policies and procedures. So if you're unsure on something, then you're able to click on that, get the link, and go through all of the necessary avenues.
Yes. And then the next one will be for our templates. So all the templates that you will supposed to need are in here. And if you need to provide additional, if you want to request for additional templates, we could approve that for you as well, and put it here as well. The next one will be the cybersecurity. So this page has all the program that has been provided to you by Caroline in the past, and this will link for all the videos that has been done, and any templates or risk assessment data in for our cybersecurity. And the next one will be our financial information. This provides the dates for all our brokerage runs. So this is updated at annually. And if you need to see which date our brokerage runs will run, you just go to this page. And then the next one will be our event calendar. Any upcoming events will be up here, like the Alpha PD dates, and any upcoming webinars we have will be in this page. The last one will be our contact us. So if there are any prospective advisor that wants to contact us, this will be the page that they will look into. So for the logins, we will provide you as soon as the website will come live, and it will provide you also a reset password so that you can reset your password and have it to your liking. That's all.
Thanks, CJ.
Thanks, CJ.
A little bit of one, we needed a little bit of a freshen up for the website, but two, what was obvious was that the search functionality, whether it existed or didn't exist, is probably a better way of describing it. So if you were trying to look for certain things like, oh, what do I need to do in this situation or that situation, you couldn't really search for those policies or procedures. So my understanding is that the work that's gone behind, like with the upload of these documents, will be that there's a lot of keywords that should then flow through. So if you're looking for something, it'll be much easier to find.
Is there also a notification? So, for example, if you upload a new policy or an amendment to something, is there an auto notification of there's a new thing on the website? Because we don't look at the website on a regular basis unless we need something.
That's a good question. CJ, do you know if there's an update, or would we send out emails to say that there's been an update to certain policies or procedures?
We normally send out emails, Matt, to let them know that there are updates on policies and procedures.
Yeah.
So not all the notification.
No.
Yeah.
No. All right. As we know, Caroline has taken on a new challenge, and we were lucky enough to have her for nearly 8 years, as it was. So what we've done to fill those shoes is and it was funny, I was thinking about it, and then I received a call from the Halseys. So the Halseys, you may not be, some of you are familiar, some of you are not as familiar with who the Halseys are. So the Halseys are is a legal firm based over in Perth. Fiona Halsey, one of the principals, used to be senior counsel for a little mob called St George, Asgard, Assert, all of that family of businesses. And Mark, her husband, was senior counsel for a little mob called MLC. So they also used to run their own financial services license, but probably about 10 years ago, effectively gave that to their senior people, and they've gone off and continue to run the license. And at that time, they became completely focused on the Corps Act as it relates to us, licensees and authorised reps. They also have a business called Licensee Solutions. So one of the resources that Caroline, myself, Matthew would tap into would be Licensee Solutions. And part of that, Mark Halsey sits as the chair of our compliance committee and has done for a number of years. So this is really an extension of those services that they provide. And we've effectively taken Caroline's job description and the roles that she was providing have been divided up amongst Matthew, myself, and the Halsey team of resources.
And
Pardon?
and see.
And CJ, sorry, CJ. I'm glad we're some distance away, so I don't get a hit. We have had a meeting just again recently on Wednesday afternoon to ensure that really we're hoping that there aren't any gaps in the offering that they can provide and support us with. And effectively on the next 6 months, we'll just try to identify if we need to expand the offering in any way, which they're more than happy to. They're more than happy to. Mark, any of you who've had any engagement with Mark, he's one of those freaks that doesn't just quote the section of the Act, but he can go down to paragraph, subsection, that sort of stuff. He lives and breathes it. And Fiona probably focuses more on, I guess, the litigation side, I'll describe it as. So if, as an example, we had a complaint that we have to defend with AFCA, then Fiona typically would get involved with that type of activity and assist us. Not that Mark isn't involved with that, but if we're going to push hard, then Fiona typically gets involved with that. So I have to say, I'm really pleased that they identified a need before I made the phone call to them, and they're only wanting to deal with a very small group of select clients that they value the relationship with, but also not to bastardise the offering and to be able to have that good turnaround time, for responding to any issues that we have. So that we're going to be supported by the Halseys. I have, if you're not aware, I came off the professional register not June this year, June of the previous year. And my time when I attend the office and when I'm not attending the office is focused on assisting with the AFSL, all the operations there. Okay, so effectively, typically any APL or investment committee related issues you can send to either Matthew or myself. The revenue continues to be Rick, with Matthew having some oversight of that. And auditing and pre-vetting is CJ with Matthew supporting, and then the normal everyday activities. And that's just because they're in the office more than I am. Okay, just being completely honest and frank. And then everything else is the collective resources of Halsey, CJ, Matthew, and myself. So is that okay? Is that sort of clear as mud or clear? Okay, all right. PI, we've very, very well progressed with our PI renewal. The main broker, Oscar Martinez, is just on long service leave, but I think he's back.
It's a message about slides.
We cannot see the slides, please.
Yeah.
How's that, CJ? Slides are back. Okay, excellent. All right. I have to say I was pleased to receive this email about PI. As you can see here, the note from our broker is that the market, the landscape has shifted quite notably this year, and there's a more favourable assessment of financial advisors amongst the companies offering coverage for us. we know that we've had a number of years of hard market conditions, but they're seeing not just premium softening, but there's an expanded number of suppliers and coverage enhancements, the type of protections that they're prepared to incorporate into our policies. So over the last 5 years, as I've written here, there's been a limited number of insurers, which has added to the whole cost. But new overseas insurance entrances have come into the market, boosting competition, and that's leading to lower pricing and potentially broader coverage for us planners. So the local insurers have responded to this competition with associated reductions in premium and coverage enhancements. It is cyclical, we know that, but the trend is that some of these new insurers will again recede, no longer provide coverage when the market conditions change, as has been the case, and we've experienced it, of course. So as it's yearly renewable, it's not guaranteed, as we know. What we know is the brokers are generally seeing the cost reductions come across the whole market, which is quite significant in some cases. When insurers are underwriting our business, the price outcome is based on a premium rate or a rating, and that's the insurance cost divided by business revenue. Therefore, if business revenue has increased, the insurer is potentially more exposed and premiums can increase and vice versa. The best pit I saw in this was that they're generally seeing premium reductions of anywhere between 10 to 30%. So hopefully that does flow through to our renewal. Claims history always plays a part. We've got a fantastic record there. So, we should be able to be well represented. And the conversation we had with the brokers last year was, well, what can you do or what can we do further to get that rating improved as far as the underwriters are concerned? So, we've been trying to work on a few system issues and policies and procedures that hopefully will result in a better rating for us again, even this year. The AFSL oversight is still a key factor for some insurers. So with a preference for employee advisor models for some insurers. So while planners under their own AFSL are seeing continued insurer interest, it's in the best interest of dealer groups and non-employee AR models, such as ourselves, to demonstrate robust oversight of our authorised representatives, which we feel reasonably comfortable that we can do.
Well, the feedback was that we really couldn't do a lot more than what was already being done, and so we were rated basically as high as we could be rated last year. So as the times change, we just continue to try and deliver the best that we can deliver, and as long as we're rated as well as we can be, we can try and get the best rates for our reps.
One of the areas I think that will help to demonstrate that last paragraph is the introduction of SAMI in the last 12 months, and not sure what your experience is dealing with it, but we think it's very worthwhile sticking with, and it's the best CRM for the licensee that we have come across to date, and the reporting I think is going to be really beneficial with our renewal. So we'll see how we do go there. Okay, cybersecurity. Now, I think that everybody online has been sent an email from CJ with a PDF attachment, and for everybody in the room, I have a handout.
Oh my gosh.
I'd like everyone to take a few moments to actually have a read of this, please. Actually, yeah, please. Yeah, thanks.
Like a Q&A. Like a test.
That's good.
That's a test.
Test.
Or an exam.
Gee, well, we had some
Now we've got Claire there.
I'm behind.
We'll be having cake, aren't we?
Yeah.
It's only in part. In part.
Pretty certain confident.
No parts, you get no cake.
An adult man. Take whatever I want.
Is anybody aware of this case? Okay,
Oh, yeah.
so ASIC have decided to sue Fortnum for allegedly failing to adequately manage cyber security risks. So has everybody got access to this? Okay, Matthew's just going to flick through it on the screen for anybody who hasn't. Take a moment to have a read. Yeah, please.
Mine's always bring for joy.
I know I never sleep after these PDs.
You're obviously forgetting the drinks that go with it afterwards then. When you go home.
So we actually, I think last time we had drinks during the sessions.
Yeah.
Now you feel.
Should have had it to start us. Put them the feedback on.
Maybe that's why it's after food, so we can't move. Mm.
So what drinks and cake? Also brought.
What do you think? What do you say?
Yeah.
No.
Security. Yeah, not solid security, but.
Yeah.
What is it? They're gonna one to that school. I need to check them and do that.
Actually, very multitasking like that. Multitasking, yeah.
I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Does he want to?
Not yet.
Every day.
He's, he's well.
Yeah, I'll back to the slides.
Oh, your coffee.
Oh, real coffee.
I'm on my third real coffee today, so
I have a really big one in the morning because I can.
because I'm big one too.
Special.
My daughter goes to me in the morning, Mummy, I need your coffee. And I have a hot chocolate. There's a drive-through coffee shop, really nice one on the way to office. So I often stop there. I'm taking my daughter to different things. And they're so lovely. The young girls there, I wind her window down and let her order her own drink. And she goes, I've had hot chocolate with pink matcha, please. It's so funny. Bye, take off. Pronto. Yeah, mummy, mummy's, yeah.
Why have you?
Well, and she goes, mummy, okay. So I gave her my card and I drove forward to the lobby lady with it. Did you know? Yeah. Oh, it's 7 hot chockies. Or with pink marshmallows.
We're travelling. All right. Let's give it another minute for people who are slow readers like myself.
Good reading last night after all this coffee when Charlie's away. Oh. That was a complaint.
Sorry.
How did the case start? With
Um,
one of the incidents, someone put in a complaint or?
no, you've got a report.
Yeah. So through reporting, yeah.
Through reporting. So,
Self-reported.
you know, and when you've got a big volume of people who are
Yeah.
being sent emails for phishing and all that sort of business, you bring into play other departments of the government, which you don't want to bring unnecessary attention to yourself, do you?
That's where our SIG will then review the policies, procedures, and what's being done. Is it actually in line with their policies and procedures?
So the summary of those 16 pages is that, you know, effectively there was no mandatory cybersecurity training for their authorised reps. There was inadequate supervision of their reps, particularly when it came to cybersecurity. They didn't have anybody internally, or they didn't engage any consultants who had the necessary skills to run appropriate training programs and awareness programs to deal with the whole thing. And importantly, their risk management plan didn't even factor in anything to do with cybersecurity. They're a large mob. They're a very large mob. They had so many different incidents, and the impact of each incident varied in size and scale. So, you know, it ran over nearly a 2-year period. There's a few lessons for us to take from it. We have an obligation under the Corporations Act to provide training and education to everybody. We take that obligation very seriously. And obviously, we've got to maintain a risk management system, including cyber risks. I know that Caroline, this has been sort of a soapbox that she's been standing on, you know, this past 12 months or so. But here's a very serious reason as to why we have to take it seriously, you know. So, you know, they had weak policies. There was self-assessments that they would do themselves, and there wasn't a lot of follow-up to those. So, you know, if they were supposed to get things done by 1st of September, have they? Why haven't you? When are you going to do it? Whatever. And they had very low compliance with it. This is an area where it has to be a part of our just our normal thinking as to what we're going to do. Is that email really from that client or that fund manager or whatever? And we have to be in a position to be able to identify that you're taking it seriously as well. So ASIC say that they've actually contravened their license conditions. So that's going to be interesting. And amongst other things, the penalty hasn't been handed down yet. But if they believe that it's about 50,000 penalty points, so it'll either be $16.5 million or 10% of their annual turnover. So I think Fortnum are probably taking this pretty seriously as well. I'm not sure whether or not that'll be covered by their PI, given that they've, in some arguments, been negligent.
And it's not financial planning activity.
No.
So
So, you know, I know that a few people within our group like Amanda has been part of a very large group, a listed entity. And, there's a very significant, program and protocols that are in place with her practice that she feeds off. I know that some people signed up with the Cyber Collective, and some of the videos might appear humorous and, almost juvenile in some respects, but they do get you thinking. They definitely get you engaged and thinking about a particular topic or issue. So I dare say that when we sit down with the PI broker in the next couple of weeks, this is going to be a topic that comes up. And don't be surprised if we spend a little bit more time focusing on the whole cybersecurity risks, given what we're seeing is happening out in the marketplace. It's real.
I think just even audits on your cybersecurity systems and processes and everything, like you could have an IT provider, but that IT provider is doing their service and delivering what they think's good. But sometimes you need to do an audit just similarly with your advice, no one's trying to do the wrong thing, but inevitably there are people that are out there and crooks trying to catch people out. So we've got to take it very seriously.
Yeah, and look, feel free to share that article with their IT support people so that they've got an understanding of some of the obligations that you come under as well. So, and I think that actually technically gets me to my allocated time, 4 minutes early. Okay, is that okay? All right. So I think we've
got another break for afternoon tea.
Now the good news is that when we do come back from a break, there will be drinks supplied.
Anyone online, if you want to get your wine or your beer or your spirits ready, it's epic. So how great! We're always short in the. We're trying to get it on the front foot, and we'll knock it over. But get ready to do some ethical thinking and decision making.
Can I just circle back to one question? Sorry, just going back to the fee forms. If we, the previous clients, like we had a fee renewal, let's say we did December last year and doesn't have the count numbers on it, we just ignore that one and just issue the new one.
Before.
Yeah, it was before. So it's only transactions after the 10th of January.
Yeah.
That are relevant.
But then we'd have fee renewals, normal renewals from January that wouldn't have had numbers on them as well. Because that's what we've run. We've run
The renewals.
Just Nikki. Yeah, no. Yeah, because Nikki, and you had about 100, didn't you? That you had.
Yeah.
That would be your internal ongoing service arrangements.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So we did those as well. So not just the new ones.
Yeah, correct.
Nikki's got it under control.
Yeah, she does.
It's correct.
She's one of them texting me as well. Yeah, no, we're lucky. We actually really like we're on the 5 left now. So
Oh, fantastic.
back. So
Fantastic.
massive project.
Oh, look, it is.
Unbelievable.
And
1 week.
The platforms and fund managers, they'll still get their fees next week. It's us that it's our income that is subjected to, the vagaries and the scrutiny. Exactly right.
It's funny with FPPP, though, that's whatever they're called now.
FAAA.
What day is it?
What's the point of that?
I haven't renewed.
Yeah.
Sadly, I haven't renewed. Yeah, you remember, Mark?
only through necessity.
Yeah.
Only because I was saying to Matt before, years ago, I can't remember exactly what it was, but there was some tax thing that you hadn't done certain tax units or something.
Yeah.
Circumvented by joining the FPA at that time.
Yeah.
And I thought, so I can sit learning tax, or I can join the FPA. So I joined the FPA, and I'm still a member, but I do question it every year.
I think that's when we had to become members of the Tax Practitioners Board,
That was
wasn't it? Yeah, the TPB. Yeah.
I don't know. So why am I still a member? That's a good question.
Yeah.
That's a very good question.
Trying to get my invoice.
Yeah.
It's going to keep CFP.
To be fair, I only paid because I thought you guys wanted us to pay it. So we don't, you don't really care. You're agnostic as to whether I remember or not.
Well, I think that a whole, see, there's a trap. I was going to say the whole industry. I think we've moved beyond being an industry into being a profession, haven't we? And do you necessarily have to be a member of a club to demonstrate that you're a professional? You know, that's the way. I mean, that's the way I look.
Yeah.
Being a professional, there's a behaviour, isn't there? There's a culture. There's a way of living. There's a way of doing things, going about things. You know. But yeah, I mean, what if you want to sit back and look at the value that we get from that membership? I think I get better value from my VRC membership as well.
They'll support you no matter what.
Invites you to a few cocktails. All right. Well, I think we've got a quick break.
See you later, everyone.
We'll be back.
We'll be back in half hour.
So what I'm taking from that is I can actually maybe